And game 3 of round 3, we got Brad, the Chatty Daddy, aka what's his team?
Boats and Hoenns.
Boats and Hoenns versus Dog. Sending them the all clear.
It's gonna be an interesting match here. Dogs has not really been able to hit their stride yet, but the team has so much offensive potential. Uh, Also in the standings right here, Brad has to win in order to force playoffs between three teams in his group.
Yeah, and this
Who
start
loses
here with
out.
Minshao could see like a big attack into the Ferrothorn, but a fake out's not great here because you're gonna take Iron Barbs back. Um, so we might see like a high jump kick into this Ferrothorn.
I'd honestly be fine with going ahead and just smacking it with a little knockoff off the start. Just go ahead and get rid of its item, may it be a leftovers or additional chip from the Rocky Helm. Just trust your regenerator to get the rest of it taken care of.
And no, he decides to swap to the Gyarados instead, which is his Mega, maybe expecting the knockoff there. But Dog was willing to just press fake out there and take the Iron Barbs.
Yeah, that's the great thing about regenerator. If you know the matchup's not perfect for you, you can still try and get your little bit of chip. I think the big mistake is that if it was a leftovers Ferrothorn, the chip's not going to stick.
Yeah, and it looks like Boats and Hoenns is just doing the swap game here on Dog and doing it pretty well. Togekiss, Flying Fairy, takes 4 times resistance with the fighting move.
The big thing this Mineshaw needs to get doing is get knockoffs out there and get U-turns out there. Get those items and get the pivots. And there's a good pivot with a fun crit. 70%, almost perfect for the regenerator.
Yeah, that's what you wanted. You'll go ahead and heal up on the swap in, and you'll get the momentum on the Landorus, allowing you to get your Hidden Power Icer or just Ice Coverage move out there for the Landorus.
Oh, but Latias getting outsped. There's the U-turn hitting hard, but he went for the surf, going for the single effective, hitting better into the Togekiss. Maybe not. It's also flying.
Well, Togekiss is potentially a wall here, so it's probably what we saw, but not great there. And now you don't want to take fairy moves, so yeah, swap into your Steelmon.
Yeah, and the Thunder Wave, this Togekiss just being a menace.
Well, now if he
See
has
how
Air
quick it is.
Slash, he can start going for flinch hacks.
Yeah, that is correct. Another Serene Gracer, but not willing to risk it with the low damage, just going for the Volcarona. Hot beer.
Yeah, Hot Beer is the perfect counter for the Sizor, and it's really his only weakness is the fire, special fire.
And here comes the Talonflame. The Talonflame will be able to just outspeed with the Gale Wings. And there it is, the Brave Bird.
Yeah, the All I Do as Brave Bird build potentially not going to be right into the water, so he swaps over to the Chansey. Perfect swap.
Brad playing the Rotom well, though. Getting the Volt Switch, keeping the momentum. Bit of an awkward stalemate here with these two, I imagine, though.
Especially because Chansey is also quite slow, so Gyro Ball isn't going to be as effective there. But physical
Yeah,
moves
yeah.
are decent into Chansey, anyways.
Exactly my thought is that Brad's typically brought the Gyro Ball. He could have adjusted and be bringing something high power like the Power Whip. Reckless just going for more scouting here.
Yeah, Let's see a nasty plot here from the Hoopa. However, if Brad just presses a gyro ball, it could do just a ton and no swaps to the Rotom and presses Focus Blast. Yeah, that's big damage. If he hits on that again, but I don't think he's faster than the Rotom. No, immediate swap into the Togekiss. Good swap.
Yeah, I'm curious if he's choiced because he's sticking with the Focus Blast there. As well as I'm curious if the Chansey has a status effect of poison. Otherwise, I would have loved to have seen a paralysis on the Ferrothorn, and there it is, the Toxic. Can Togekiss heal Bell?
Knockoff into the Hoopa, kicks the Scarf out of there, and the Scarf's okay on Hoopa, but when you know you're going up against some particularly annoying special walls, usually you need a nasty plot to really punch through them.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision. You're running that Scarf if you're trying to counter the other sweepers, but he keeps trying to use it as a wall breaker where it would love some other form of damage or oh, and there's the magician, the rarely used magician, the knockoff, allowing the Hoopa to yoink the lefties.
Yeah, that's a rare proc, but awesome there. Um, and he does have a, or did he? Since he lost the Scarf, he'll be still faster. Um, there's the Roost, but the Toxic's gonna tick here, and we'll see if it does enough damage to tip the scales on the next attack.
We can see Brad just not willing to take that risk yet. The Psyshock hitting the Ferrothorn for 20%. That's going to be because the Psyshock is attacking the defensive stat. Oh, and there's the Akka Berry, a held item to resist the fire, the hidden power fire, and not dealing enough because of the consume. And now trying to set up on the Gyarados against a seeded opponent. A crit on the hidden power at least, but the seed's healing back up. He is missing his choice item, so he can swap to something else. The Gyarados does become dark. There's the Dragon Dance. Did he go for the Focus Blast? He did, and it hits. Little bit risky of Brad to try and set up on that Hoopa, just because it is still a Hoopa.
Yeah, definitely underestimated the Hoopa there, and swapping in the Latios, no, the Latias gets the reset here, but he'll get to choose after the U-turn resolved.
I think the bigger thing there is those rocks are going to stick around, and there's the Mean Chow coming in against the Rotom. I like to see that matchup. Just go ahead and throw a fake out there. Yeah, the Ferrothorn, whatever. Oh, he goes for the
Oh,
right jump kick. He's reading him.
just doesn't care, presses the big move, but the Togekiss will come out here. But you don't care, you killed the Ferrothorn.
Yeah, and again, at that 72%, he's at the prime spot to go ahead and switch out if he wants to. He could save it. Yeah, he could save it to push some more chip with the fake out. Those rocks, though, I believe, are there to stay with the Lottie being down.
Most likely, yeah. There is Sizor, but, unlikely. And it looks like he may be manually swapping that. Nope. Rock Slide misses. The 90 effectiveness, and there's the knockoff kicking the Choice Scarf away, which is huge with the Mean Chow, because now Mean Chow might just be able to outspeed right here, forcing Brad to switch.
Yeah, if it were me, I'm fine just smashing knockoff again, but no, opting in to bring in the Scizor. Not loving that Earthquake, but it does have some solid defense with that Steel typing at least.
Yeah, that was a little bit risky, I will admit. The Bullet Punch not going to be great into that. And ooh, the burn hitting the Sizor is awful, but you still have your Chansey, and This is a tough matchup here for you. You can't leave the Sizor out, or maybe he just lets it die, but I don't know. Yeah, pulls it out.
Yeah, I'd potentially just let it die out there with the rocks. All this is gonna do is give him time to set up a bit, but he does still have the answer of the Talonflame. He can kinda let it set up, and Brad respecting that, protecting that as his win con. And with that line of play, Reckless's play looked fantastic, getting that free heal bell off, doing a protect for some scouting.
Yeah, and no leftovers anymore on the Togekiss. It was stolen. So free protect there. And swaps to the Talonflame for huge damage. This could be terrible if he airs. Okay, wow. Woo, so risky there. But he decides to put the Talonflame in here. The Brave Bird, if he presses Brave Bird here, it will kill both of them. But no, presses
He's got
Roost.
the priority roost.
And the Air Slash doing 40%. Big damage, but the Toxic is ticking. And this Roost could allow him to just sit out there.
Oh, but there's a Thunder Wave to go for the break. He could just say that's enough health there. Oh, I would have loved to have seen a priority Brave Bird, but he just wants to get rid of that roost and protect the Talonflame as his counter for that bug.
Yeah, and yeah, finally has to pull it out there. Landorus, Chansey pressing protect. This Chansey I don't think has Seismic Toss, so maybe it'll just press Toxic here. And Brad it probably knows that Toxic is coming.
Yeah, Brad traditionally has been a taunt user, but looking at his team, it would be the Gyarados that has it. Bit risky bringing a Chansey that doesn't have anything against that. But the U-turn, letting him bring out the Rotom.
Yeah, that was the one thing was that Landorus has the physical U-turn into the Chansey. So Mean Shao, if he presses high jump kick, the it may just kill here. And he presses it, and oh, just nearly, and it burns back again. That's two burns. But got him to 9%. Can you get enough damage there for the rest? Let's see.
Yeah, I think you just got to go for the kill on it here, and then you can feel like you're more unleashed with your Talonflame. Especially with the burn kind of breaking the Mind Shao, it's really going to hurt its chip. The boys are in the tank. Four Pokemon left on both sides. They're staring each other down. There's the high jump kick. I'd say risky going for it on that 9%, but if it were a swap, the high jump kick certainly claps.
Yeah, but everything is low. So now I'm still yeah, I'm still pressing it. Yeah, he presses it, and there's the Landorus down. Really, really great showing here from Dog. Let's see if he can close it out. Togekiss is slower than the Mean Shao, so let's see if he presses something different, and he does it, and it misses, and that kills the Mean Shao. That will allow the Roost to land, and the Toxic will start ticking, but that was huge there. Let's see what he goes with. Maybe the Talonflame to get in a big Brave Bird?
I'd like to see the Mega Scizor come out. The Talonflame with that paralysis is just a little risky. He's cashing in on it now.
Air Slash. Let's see if Toxic takes it down. No, it's still alive at 6%. You have to outspeed here because this Togekiss will get a Roost off. Let's see if he
Here
has
comes
Bullet
Scizor.
Punch.
We've seen Scizor on two different teams here.
Oh
Oh,
my
going for
god.
the roost.
Going for the Roost. I guess he doesn't care because Togekiss is a fairy. And yeah, there's the Bullet Punch, takes it down. And this Rotom, unless it has Hidden Power Fire, this Sizor is in set up in good position here.
Yeah, its special defense is its weaker stat, but there's the knockoff just removing the leftovers.
And
Pain
even with the
split.
pain
All right.
split, you're okay with this if you're Sizor. I think you win this. We'll see what coverage move he has though, or if he just decides to forget about how to do pain split and just starts roosting. So we'll see what he does.
Yeah, I definitely think it's time to just click the stab move and try and push the damage through. If it's going to bring you down low as well, that is perfectly fine.
Misses with it. And there's another knockoff, 5%. Hits with it but survives. And that was a weird move not to use Pain Split there. So there goes the Rotom. We're going to game two. Big showing there by Dog.
Yeah, I'm also curious on the choice to use knockoff there. I think it would have been safer to go for some kind of stab, but not knowing the Scissor's exact move pool makes it a little hard to say.
Mega Scizor is a Pokemon that is tough to kind of build in a way because he has a lot of good moves, and usually he's banded, so you get to choose, all attacking moves. But when he's Mega Evolved, you get to play more of a well-rounded Scizor.
Yeah, we did see the supportive Scizor in our last match still being able to come through and hang with, but it's definitely going to be a bit of a meta call. It's great that the Pokemon itself has all those builds and all of those options. But here we go, Reckless One just starting out with the Talonflame. Immediately switching to the Chansey, Brad seeing the counter and Volt switching, as well as would have hit well into the bird.
I think he's realized that he's got to get rocks out immediately. Yep, and Dog knows that too. So there's the rocks. There's the swap to the Talonflame. Goes back to the Rotom. Braybird will hit well, but this Rotom is probably a defensively invested with Bold there, so took it extremely well. And now with your Talonflame, I mean, it doesn't seem like he has it banded because we saw it doing all sorts of different things. So Bolt switching into the Chansey. He'll get back to the Ferrothorn. I would have maybe liked to see maybe to the Gyarados there, but maybe he's worried about Toxic.
Yeah, as well as just kind of worried about losing his Gyarados again. He didn't get any production out of it last game, and that easily could have been the difference.
Knockoff hitting very hard there. Um, Loses the Scarf, so he's now free, per se, but he's slow. So he could steal an item, but he's slow here. We'll see if Brad which item he wants to give him or what move he presses.
Yeah, and I gotta stress again that if you're using these guys to break down walls, you don't always want that choice item if you're using them in more of the regular play and trying to pivot it in. It's a lot easier to say that in hindsight for sure. But we are seeing the magician come into clutch here, stealing a Lumberry, which, if eaten, will then allow him to magician again. Reckless One's team is a brutal tier items, premium knockoffers, and a magician Hoopa.
Yeah, this Hoopa showing how strong it is, but I think that maybe Boats and Hoenns is predicting this, but he wants to press a bug move, so probably looking to press Bug Buzz here.
Yeah, but if it's the swap, that quiver dance sure would be nice.
Wow, decides to go for the Fiery Dance, and he's going to lose it. Yep, really risky there. I would have just pressed Bug Buzz. The Hoopa was already low. Yeah, that was really hard, and now you're probably just going to lose it here. But I guess you could swap it if you really wanted to, but maybe you want to go ahead and get a fresh reset.
There's the U-turn. I'm expecting the Ferrothorn or the Rotom. Oh, I was gonna say maybe even the Togekiss. Keep your bulk out there. Get your status spread.
Here comes Sizor. Um, Keep in mind, Volcarona's gone, so you are now free to go crazy with your Sizor. We could see all sorts of shit here. Let's see. Rotom is one Pokemon, though, that can carry Will-O-Wisp. So let's see if that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, getting the Will-O-Wisp on the Chansey. I think the big thing for breaking this Rotom as far as Reckless goes is he needs to get a knockoff on it. It's just hard to do that against a Rotom. Volt switching around, just being a tricky fella. Into the Landorus, he takes a Toxic.
That's tough. Taking that Toxic on your primary sweeper. You haven't even sent out Gyarados yet. I think he's just doesn't want to get at Mean Shout again. And there's the natural cure swap to the Sizor. U-turn not doing much, but now you're going to get the free swap back to the Rotom to set up for the Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, Brad maybe going for the throat a little bit there, getting that poison landed instead of bringing his Ferrothorn in, which just walls the Chansey entirely. But also, what can it do to threaten it?
Yeah, and he's going through the rounds here. He presses knockoff again, oddly enough. I don't know about that one. The burn's going to tick. I mean, you have to press Roost here. I think he underestimated the damage, or I'm not sure really what was going on there, but you need to Roost here and get that off. Yeah, gets the Roost off, and you're still in a really tough position here.
Yeah, Brad finally seeing the opportunity to bring in the Gyarados. Scizor could have superpower, but with the attack drop and the burn, goes for Protect to Scout. Yeah, Brad going for Waterfall, possibly expecting the Chansey. Is not wanting to mess with any of that status cleansing. There's the Dragon Dance. Latias out against it.
And Latias is probably could still be faster here. So we're gonna see if he has like, geez, I don't know what he's gonna use here because the Gyarados is a dark type. I doubt he's gonna press the psychic moves here. You don't really want to press Defog. I mean, Draco Meteor, I guess. And he's outsped and just dies. Tough there, but Minsha coming in will get the fake out and then will try to outspeed with the high jump kick. But again, it's going to be a race, and a +1 Mega Gyarados might be faster.
Hey, he's still got good chip on his team with the Sizor and the Bird. This Mind Shout going down there. Talonflame's gonna need a fat crit, I'm thinking.
Yeah, there's the Brave Bird. Ooh,
Oof.
just barely. And, with the Choice Band, that would have killed. So, yeah, there's the Sizor coming back out for the Bullet Punch, takes it down. And the Sizor is really the only thing you have on your team, but the Landorus can come out here and outspeed, take down the Sizor, and, it looks like we're going to game 3.
Yeah, I think this game too is just Reckless One going down swinging. Because I'm gonna kill the Gyarados before you get me. Landers quickly cleaning it up. On to game 3.
Good adjustments there. I think, the big thing that Dog is having a hard time with, I think, is properly getting good shots to bring in the Latias to defog.
Yeah, and as much as I like the Talonflame lead, if he's gonna do it, he should at least click his fire move if it's the Ferrothorn.
Yeah, and I like the Mean Shao lead usually, but here comes Talonflame. Brave Bird is again excellent into Volcarona. There's the Brave Bird, lots of damage and a crit. A random crit can be huge, but very little. The Hydro Pump doesn't have perfect effectiveness. We could see a miss here. It's possible, but if he hits there, it will kill. Yeah, it takes it down there, and that's a tough start there if you're Dog.
Yeah, very reckless one too. He could have just gone for a U-turn or something like that and just rotated out of the Rotom while keeping some chip going.
And yeah, there's a fake out. I don't really like that swap in here into the Volcarona. Um, Not sure what that's about. Maybe trying to get a flame body, but it survives there. And big damage on the fiery dance, gets the level up. And that was really tough that the mean shell high jump kick didn't kill there.
And the risky thing here, yeah, he brings in the Scizor. If he's going for the bullet punch, he could still have the flame body proc.
Yeah, and if you're Brad, I think you're fine with this and just hope for the flame body proc. We haven't seen Quiver Dance out of this Volcarona. Brad liking to go with the fiery dance style instead of going for quiver dance right off the bat. And there's the bullet punch. The iron barbs will hit back. Um, but this is a fine matchup. The protect is an interesting thing. I like to see sometimes sword stance on the Mega Sizor, but landing the leech seed there is gonna be tough to. Yeah, it just immediately swaps to Chansey.
And Ferrothorn just able to completely wall the Chansey off. There goes its Eviolite. That's going to make it a lot softer.
Oh no. And he's pressed Toxic now twice in a row, maybe expecting a swap. Um, if you're reckless, like yeah, you got to get to the Latias here and get a defog out, but the gyro ball will hit it hard because it's very fast.
Yeah, Reckless just playing very aggressive at the start of this game, and Brad making the proper pivots.
Yeah, not much, not much you could really do here outside of, she's sweeping with one of your Pokemon. But the problem is that we didn't see a sword stance on the Scizor previously, nor did we see Nasty Plot because the Hoopa is scarfed.
And if it can't one-shot the Ferrothorn here at 83%, oh, 80%, here comes the knockoff. There goes its Scarf.
And yeah, it is freed here, and it'll be faster, but you lost half your HP, and yeah, just willing to let it take it down. No magician proc on the kill, and
Oh yeah, the previous knockoff knocked off the
oh yeah,
Ferrothorn's item.
yep. And here comes Landorus to outspeed. Probably Stab Earth Power is coming. He could press U-turn for the 4 times effectiveness as well.
He's really liked the U-turn so far, but does he switch it up? No, he keeps with it. Reckless with a good read, bringing in the Scizor to tank it. But Brad just able to bring his Gyarados in to stare it down. Let's go, Mega v Mega.
Yeah, and you can't knock this thing off, so gonna have to go with another move. Bullet Punch is not great here. We saw Protect and we saw Roost, so not gonna be great, and no chance he's gonna get crushed here, even if he didn't press the Dragon Dance. Yeah, there goes the Chansey. No Eviolite, no chance, and very little defense anyway. So back to Hoopa, and not much you can do here. Slower than the Mega Gyarados. There it goes. Here comes Mega Sizor, and yeah, Bullet Punch is not going to do a lot into the water Pokemon, and Waterfall takes it down. Good showing, got the 3 games, but not enough there, and Brad wins the game.